Kol hashana halachot b'chol yom Bezrat Hashem. Today is the third day of the month of Adar Bet, second Adar. Wednesday, which is the fourth day of the week of Parashat Shabbat Pikudei. Bezrat Hashem will be discussing mitzvah number 307, where there is an obligation to bring a special Korban on Shavuoth. It's called Mincha Chadasha. And we'll discuss about it. It has to be actually Chametz, where we know usually no bringing Chametz into Beit HaMikdash. We'll see what's the difference this time. And also mitzvah number 308, mitzvah of resting on the Shavuot day, meaning refraining from any labor. Bezrat Hashem, on mitzvah number 309, tomorrow we'll be discussing prohibition of labor. But here the Torah, obviously, as always, always Hashem is telling you it's a right. You know, in America, everybody loves the right. I have the right. You can't talk to me like this. The guy's talking to a police officer. The police officer raises his voice. What is this over here? You could tell the police officer off. I'm saying, and you could do whatever. I have a right. I'm talking about off, really off, and he can do nothing. But when I was growing up, you told the police officer a wrong word, you go to jail. Today, it's a freedom of speech. Freedom. You have the right. You have the right to speak. So unfortunately, many people grow up like this. They think it's a burden. Shabbos, Yom Tov. It's a burden. Like, I can't do this. I can't do that. Actually, it's the other way around. Mitzvah number 308 teaches us you have a right to refrain from doing anything. You have a right. You don't have to worry about parnasa. You don't have to worry. There's no evictions. Even courts. Yeah, they have on holidays. Let's set a court date later. It was never like this. It was never like this, especially in America, you're right? It was never like this, like, court is the court. Yom Tov, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. Today colleges are closed. Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, everything. Public schools are closed. You have a right. Okay, so this is so you have a right to have an joyous day. That's mitzvah 308. To refrain from all mundane things. But Hashem will deal with that. Today's mitzvot limud is going to be dedicated to Lilu Nishmat, in the memory of all the individuals who passed from this world without leaving relatives to pray for them, to daven for them. So Hashem is going to take our limud Torah, our learning and davening, and elevate their neshamot Bezrat Hashem. And also Bezrat Hashem, we're going to ask Hashem for forgiveness for all the troubles that we make, all the evilness that we do, and all the problems that we create in this world. But Hashem should forgive us for all that, and send us immediately, speedily recovery to all the Jews. And also to all the people who are captured, to be released from the captivities ASAP without any harm. And so to all the soldiers, dedicated also to the soldiers of the people who are protecting Am Israel. As they say, let's go. Mitzvah number 307. So we have a rule, as I told you before, that Korban, in Beit HaMikdash, there was never brought a Chametz, except for one mitzvah. This is the mitzvah. 307 is going to give us not permission, sort of obligation. Otherwise, it will be asur. You're not allowed to. You're not permitted to bring anything that's became chametz, anything that's living, anything that's grew. That to come to Beit HaMikdash. Obviously, the very one of the reasons, one of the simple rules reasons is the Beit HaMikdash is representing going back into the center. That's what Beit HaMikdash is all about. We'll discuss over here right now. There's going to be a lot of rules about it, but the main aspect, one of the main jobs of Beit HaMikdash, that this line, when you're born to your death, whatever the Hashem decided for every person in this world, there's a straight line, and the person is supposed to live on that straight line. Meaning, Yashar b'nei Hashem, Tamim im Hashem Elokecha, you have to be in the path of Hashem and never deviate from it. Comes the Satan and makes a dance out of us. You go this to the left, you go to the right, you go to the left, you go to the right. You become crazier and crazier and crazier. And why is that? And why does he have that power? It's that we know that the whole concept of the Beit HaMikdash was the sacrifices in the morning, sacrifices made at night, to put you back into the level, into the line. Because Satan never allows himself to approach a person and say, you know what, you're gonna bow down to idol, or you know what, you're gonna eat treifot, or you know what, you're gonna be whatever. What does he do? In order to start with a person, he starts a small thing. Okay, small things.
That's right.
Let me tell you how it starts. Many people don't understand. Al-Haj Shulchan Aruch says you're not allowed to walk in your house without a shirt. Not allowed to walk without a shirt. Big deal. I'm in my house. Who sees me? Not allowed to. It's not sneeze. Hashem's presence is always there. So you say, it's a small thing. Well, Hashem knows I'm allowed to go to the bathtub without shirts, all right? So a person eases off a little bit. So eases off a little bit, walks around without a shirt a little bit. That's it. That's the starting point. He's already off the level. He's already off the line. So now Satan says, okay, well, big deal. You do another one. Do another small thing here. Another small thing there. Today, that's what we have. We have a problem that we are born into deviation from the center. We're born into it. So that's hopefully they're going to bring us Bet HaMikdash back once the sacrifices start going, once it starts rolling, and the commitment, and the Jews will go back on its line, and there will be so much prosperity and peace, and there will be self-awareness. That's what we're lacking. We're lacking self-awareness because we don't have. We're all constantly dancing from left to right. If we were just in a straight line, we would be talking to Hashem. We would be prophets. So it says like this. So now we are obligated to deviate from the fact that from the reality, continuity in Bet HaMikdash. All of a sudden, we've learned over here you must bring chametz. What is it? It has to be on Shavuot, on the holiday of Shavuot. It has to be 2 loaves of bread, and it has to be made from chadash. It has to be made from the new grain that grew from the past year. Remember, from 16th of Nisan till next 16th of Nisan, whatever grows in that period, it's called new. You're not allowed to touch it, you're not allowed to do anything with it, you're not allowed to make any korban, you're not allowed to eat it until the 16th of Nisan next year. And that, the grain that's brought, the barley grain that's brought on the Mizbeach, that will allow everything that preceded it, previous year's growth, will be allowed to eat. So now, in contrast with this, that was the mitzvah number, yesterday we learned mitzvah number 305, right? Right? And then what happens is, we are now saying, you're going to take that flour, and you're going to make bread out of it, and you're going to make something beautiful and bring that as a korban. And this is what the Torah calls it in chapter 23, pasuk 16, mincha chadasha. This is called a new gift offering. Mincha is a gift offering, which is made out of flour. Okay, vehem shtei kikarot. Over here now, mostly mincha is not baked. It's not cooked. It's just flour. Flour mixed with frankincense and mixed with oil. That's usual mincha. Mincha means a gift offering. Over here, mincha chadasha, it's actually more than that. It's from the new flour. Chadash means new, but mincha is a gift offering. But it's more than that. It's actually prepared bread. Prepared bread.
From 1 year old.
The last year's produce. Yeah. Taviu lechem tenufa shnayim shnei esurim, as the Torah tells us over there. You must bring those 2 loaves. והעניין היה כן, שהיו מביאים 3 שיאים חיטים חדשות, ושפין אותו ובועטין בהן כדרך כל המנחות. So they would bring 3 שיאים, a big amount of flour, okay, וטוחנין אותם, and you would grind it, ומנפין מהן 2 עשרונים, and you would make out of it 2 quantities of עשרי נפה, a big amount of bread, ונוכין אותן ועושים מהן 2 החלות. What's the challah? The challah that was here is, Rabbi says like this. It was 28 inches long, right? Then it was 16 inches wide and 16 inches in depth.
20, 16, 16.
Right, 28, 16, 16, square. It had to be square. That's the way it was. Now, who would eat from it?
That can be a square. That's like a rectangle.
Yeah, rectangle. Yeah. It was exactly a rectangle. That's right. Okay. You prepare it before Yom Tov because you cannot cook it on Yom Tov itself. Okay. So what happened was that bread, those loaves, a heavy big loaf, would be waved in the front of the Korban, as they do most mincha. Mincha is actually waved, right, like that. So the same thing too. The bread will be waved like this, and then they would proceed with the following. So what happened was, meaning that till Shavuot, the Rabbi says here, even from Pesach till Shavuot, anybody brought gift offerings, they had to have used old flour, not last year's flour,
The year prior.
The year prior. Okay? Now, that's very important because that's a very important nekuda. That the korbanot had to be used there. However, from now on, from Shavuot, since they brought bread from this flour from the last year, now all the gift offerings could be brought with the regular flour. But these years,
Shavuot is usually when again?
Shavuot is 50 days after Pesach. Okay, next. Oh, now let's count. Besides the bread, there were.
Oh, Shavuot, yes.
Okay, no, it's fine. Besides bread, what was there? They would bring korbanot. How many korbanot? 27. Let's count. They would bring 7 lamb females, sheva kvasim, temimim within a year, upar ben bakar, and there will be a bull within a year, echad ve'elim shnaim leolah, and then they would bring 2 rams, male rams. So how many is that? Come on.
52.
What 52?
I'm sorry, I was thinking about the Shavuot thing. Say that again.
7 lamb until 1 year.
7 lambs in 1 year.
Yeah, till 1 year.
Yeah.
Then 1 bull.
Yeah.
Then you have over 1 year rams, big rams.
So how many is that?
2.
Okay, that's 10.
Then they would bring a goat, seir chatat, for the sin offering.
Okay, that's 11.
Ushnei kavasim shlamim. Then on top of that, they would bring additional 2 rams, 2 shepela.
Okay, 13.
Okay, ואלו הן הקורבנות האמורות בחומש והפקודים. Okay. כל זה חייב קרב עם הלחם. All this was brought in with the bread. מלבד, this besides what was brought more. What? Korban Musaf. We learned there's a Korban Musaf in I think tomorrow or the day after. So there is a Korban Musaf, right? But how much is that?
So if we have 13, Korban Musaf is like what? 1 more? 2 more?
No. So it says Musaf hayom shehu shnei parim, 2 bulls.
Okay, that's 15.
How you doing that 15 already?
Because you were at 13.
Yeah?
I think so.
Yes. See? Okay, 13. So now it's 15.
Yep.
Then on top of that, the ayah had old ram,
Okay. So
big
16.
ram.
Yep.
Not old, big, like a full male.
Yep.
Then the shiva kvasim leolah. Again, 7. What's his name? For burnt offering.
Okay, so that's 23.
23 already. Kvasim, it's a shipla. Up to 1 year. Usir izim lechatat. Additional goat.
24.
Additional goat for the sin offering. ואלו הן הקורבנות האמורות בספר ויקרא ובפירוש נתבהר כן בפרק רביעי ומנחות. Okay? 1 second. I counted 25.
24.
Sure?
You were at 16 plus 7 plus the goat. 24.
Okay, so we had 15, right? Then we added Musaf 2 for that's 17.
You were at 14. Plus 2 bulls at 16 plus the 7.
1 second. What are you talking about? Again.
Let's do it fast from the
Okay,
beginning.
7, 1, 2,
7, 1, 2 is 10.
10. Then we had 1.
11.
Then we had 2.
13.
That's 13.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Okay. Then we added 2 more.
Yeah, that's 15.
Then
plus
1,
Yeah,
16.
Plus 7.
Usir izim that's 7. That's 23. Usir izim chatat, and 1 more for sin offering. That's 24. Okay, and then we have Tamid in the morning and Tamid at night.
That's 26.
26. ואלו הן הקורבנות האמורות בספר ויקרא ובפירוש נתבהר כן בפרק הרביעי במנחות. שזה הקורבן יבוא עם הלחם החלוק במוסף היום. So all those besides with the bread, and then it was נפל הלחם היה נאכל לכהנים עם כבשי השלמים.
And that was over a time period of how many days?
1 day, Habibi.
That was 1 day?
That Shavuot, yeah. And then all the kohanim would, now again, some of them are burnt completely, some of them are not. So it's half and half. The rest was eaten by the kohanim.
Wow.
Okay, so that was 1 day service. The Shavuot was 1 day, not like we have today, 2 days. Okay, they could eat till the sunrise the next day.
In Israel, it's still 2 days as well, or is it
No, it's 1 day.
Yeah.
It's not. Rosh Hashanah is the only thing that's 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay, again, the same thing. The concept over here is we want to thank Hashem, but we are appreciative of all that He presented us with new grain and everything that's gonna allow us to our existence. As we said, that we are only existing because of the main sustenance in the world is bread. People cannot live without bread. Not possible. It's impossible. So now we want to thank Hashem. So that's part of the root. That the root of this mitzvah is to bring something the new, to appreciate Hashem and to be gracious to Hashem with all the sacrifice. Now it's a bigger thing, except on Omer, you brought wheat kernels. So here it's a whole big you make a big deal out of it.
So can I ask a question, please?
Yeah.
So again, you said that we don't bring bread into the Bet Hamikdash.
Right.
Besides this one day.
Yes.
On Shavuot. Okay.
Just that bread, and I guess after Shavuot there had to be a lot of cleaning.
And this goes all the way back to King Solomon's time?
No, this is during the Bet HaMikdash, till 2,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
This was every year till 2,000 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. But this halacha started all the way from...
No, it started from Moshe Rabbeinu. What do you mean?
Because there was this whole thing about like the story I'm learning about King David and about like how Saul went against the Kohanims, right? But you know the Kohen Gadol, so to speak, broke bread with David and gave him the sword of
I don't know anything. Okay.
You don't know when Saul went and slaughtered all the Kohanims.
No, okay, yeah, that's about 80,000 Kohanim, yeah.
Yeah, so he broke bread with them. They were eating bread, and that's one thing he gave because David was starving. He gave him bread. So, but it was not in the Bet Hamikdash. But you would think if the Kohen I thought if the Kohens are all there, that's...
No, we have a series of Kohanim. What do you mean?
Okay.
No, they don't have to be all. There was 24 families. It's one family per week. So it was a whole. It was a big
rotated.
Big rotation, yeah.
Oh wow!
Twice a year. The Kohen used to work 2 weeks a year. Sometimes it would be 3 weeks. It depends if he's part of the 5 weeks. If his name is his family falls in the 5 weeks, so the whole year Kohen will work only for 2 weeks.
Oh.
Can you imagine that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was right. That's the obligation.
That makes sense.
No,
okay.
That's the obligation of the Jews to support them because all they do is the whole day in learning Torah. And that's all. That's how the nation survives. As we said, the whole point of Korbanot is to leyasher, to straighten our minds, to straighten our deeds and actions and prayer and the way of our interactions. That's the whole purpose. So that's the one additional reason that we have this Korbanot. Now the question is, what happens in the drought years or famine years? So they will be allowed to use old flour just to fulfill the mitzvah. Yes. The answer is yes.
New flour.
Old flour.
Old flour.
There is no new flour.
You mean old, like not from the year prior, but the year before?
Could be 3, 4, 5 years.
Ah, okay. But otherwise, before that, it's halacha. It has to be the year before the year.
There were famines for 7 years. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Those are horrible times.
Yes.
Wow. So, yes, but so that says over here, the halacha, they were allowed to use the old. Okay, לשתן הלחם והחלם בחוץ, לפייתן בפנים ככל המנחות. Okay, and their preparation is done outside of Bet HaMikdash because we have a problem to make everything Chametz. That's what we don't do. So the rabbi says over here, they're brought in the Bet HaMikdash on the next day. You cannot bake them by breaking a Yom Tov, שנאמר, יעשה לכם ולא לגבוה. Because it's for the Kohanim meeting and not for consumption for Kohanim, and not that it's being burned in the altar. Therefore, you cannot make it on Yom Tov. הנפת הלחם עם שני כבשי השלבים הייתה נעשית בעודם חיים. The raising of the two sheep and the bread that was waving, the waving happened while the sheep were alive. The Kohen Gadol נוטל אחת מן הכיכרות, and the Kohen Gadol would take for his family a whole loaf of one of the loaf breads, there's 2 bread loaves. והשנייה מתחלקת לכל המשמרות, and then the next one will be divided from all the Kohanim. ויתר פרטיה הם מתוארים במנחות, and if you want to learn more about this law, go into the Masechta Menachot, chapter 4. Okay, ונוהגת מצווה זו בזכרים, and this mitzvah is for males, specifically Kohanim, כמו שכתבנו במצוות העומר. Okay, just like everything else that has to be done in the Mikdash specifically for Kohanim, which are males only. Mitzvah number 308. Shvitat v'malachat b'yom atzeret. We are prohibited, we are commanded actually to refrain from any work on Yom Tov. It says with that, Ishbot v'kol malacha, zolati ma shemiyuchad letzorech ochel nefesh, except what is allowed to be done to prepare for preparation for food. B'yom shisha b'sivan, it's on the 6th day of the Sivan, shezehu anikra chag Shavuot, because that is called the holiday of Shavuot. Sheneimar, as it says, Ukratem, it's over Ikra chapter 23, pasuk 21. Ukratem be'etzem hayom hazeh mikra kodesh. You will call it a holy day, a holy sanctified day. And anything that's called sanctified day, it means that you're to stay to be refrained from doing any work. Again, the whole purpose of this mitzvah is that we are to contemplate and to discuss. Hashem is telling us not to be busy with anything else, but to be busy with just Yom Tov and appreciating it. And B'ezrat Hashem, this way we'll dedicate our time for being appreciative of what miracles and how we got to this place in the first place. That's the whole purpose of all the Yomim Tovim. And tomorrow we will discuss mitzvah number 309, which tells us the prohibitions, what are not prohibited, what are not allowed to be done, to refrain to be there are certain things to be done on Yom Tov, and of course Shavuoth and B'ezrat Hashem. But just to make it very simple, we are dedicating this whole day to discuss and to elaborate on what transpired many years back, how Hashem took us out of Egypt, how we are in existence, how we are Jews who have outlived every enemy that tried to claim sovereignty over us, and Baruch Hashem, have destroyed all of them, and again, Am Yisrael will be always sustained and always will stay alive and will not be destroyed by anyone or anything. And we're going to discuss more tomorrow of all the prohibitions that are related to this mitzvah. B'ezrat Hashem, Yisrael D'Shmaya. Have a wonderful, wonderful and successful and blessed day.